During the governor's water conference, a major point of discussion involved predictions for the future on the possible return of the drought. Joining us to discuss that and other water issues from the conference is StateImpact's Logan Layden. Logan, what do the experts have to say about this?
Well, pretty much, I don't like to use the word lucky, so we got pretty fortunate. We caught a good break this year. The drought, I've been covering drought for 4 years here in Oklahoma, and we were on the verge earlier this year of it being a real disaster. I mean, it's bad enough when you can't put your boat into the lake for recreation. It's a whole other thing when the town can't pump the water out of the lake because it's gotten too low and they can't meet their water needs. And we were almost there for a lot of places in Oklahoma. What happened was one of the strongest El Niños in recorded history happened, and it's brought us a lot of rain over the last several months. It's still bringing us wet weather now. The experts at the conference talked about how El Niño usually peak in late December and then start to trail off. We might still be seeing the effects of it as late as early spring of 2016, but that after that it should be gone. So we don't know exactly what to expect for summer of 2016, but all the rain we've gotten over the last year, this has really recharged us and should at least carry us through next summer if it gets bad.
Now, one of the innovative ideas discussed at the conference was this idea of storing stormwater underground. Tell us about that.
Well, this would be something very new in Oklahoma, although it does happen in other parts of the country. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, there was an interim study at the state legislature that I was at where they talked about this idea of when it floods, like it has over the last several months, if we could capture some of this water, pipe it into aquifers, pump it back down into underground sources of water, we could sort of drought-proof ourselves for the future. I thought this is a crazy idea whenever I heard it proposed, and how much is this going to cost? But you look around and it happens even on the large scale in places around the country. Wichita, Kansas is working on a big project now. It's happening in South Texas. So it's a very novel idea of taking your excess water and instead of letting it run down the river eventually to the ocean, capturing some of it, keeping it, and then using it later.
What about filtration on that?
Well, if you would need to treat the water, I think this would be an important part of it. And one way you can do it is naturally. If you sort of pump the water into the aquifer shallow, you can let it seep down, and over time, as it goes down through the rocks and dirts, it filters itself quite a bit. But if you're talking a little bit further down the line of, say, a city using its wastewater to recharge aquifers, well, they've got to treat that anyway before they release it back into streams. They may have to treat it more. But it's definitely, as water becomes a scarcer resource in the future and more valuable, I think you're going to see this start to take off in Oklahoma too eventually.
Logan Layden from StateImpact, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.